Hello and welcome. In this end-to-end project, I'm going to show you how we can orchestrate Databricks job by reading sales files from Databricks volume to Delta table using Fabric Data Pipeline. So let's get started. If you're new to this channel, please click on the subscribe button and toggle on the bell icon to be informed of new videos. So this is my Microsoft Azure Databricks workspace. Now I'm going to show you the whole thing by demonstration. Now I'm going to come to my catalog, and in my catalog I've got this one data catalog. So I'm going to expand, and then I've got this sales schema. So underneath that, I've got this sales volume, which allows me to load files for data processing. So in the volume, sales volume, I've got sales 2015.csv and sales 2016.csv. So our goal is to read all the files in this sales volume, feature files, and write as a Delta table, and then we can be able to use the Fabric Data Pipeline to perform that job orchestration. So having explained that, I'm going to come to the recent, and then I've got this Fabric demo notebook created. So basically, I've got all this piece of code. So these are the schema based on the columns from my source data. I've got the order date, region, subcategory, product, and the sales. And then I've got this sales df variable. So I'm actually using this spark.read.format, and our format is CSV, our data is CSV. And then for the option, we are actually calling the headers, and then we are loading from the volume path. Now, how do we get the volume path? I'm going to expand this catalog, and then I can expand the name of the catalog and expand the sales schema and expand the volume so we can see all the files. So I'm going to pick the kebab here, which is pointing to all the volume. So click on this and then copy the volume path. That's copied into the clipboard, and I can come to this placeholder and paste. So that's basically the point that we're going to be loading from. That is the volume path. So we're going to be writing as a Delta table into this three namespace. That is the name of the catalog, the name of the schema, and the name of the table. So we're using the save as table method. So I'm not going to execute all of this. Now, by the way, we can see that we do not have any table underneath this sales schema. So I'm going to come to the workflows, and in the workflows, I want to create a new job. So click on this create, and then we have this job, which allows us to orchestrate pipelines, notebooks, queries, models, and more. Click on that. Now, it's a good idea to give this a nice name. I'm going to call this one Fabric Job, because we're going to be calling this in the Fabric Data Pipeline in a moment, and press enter. So we need to provide a name for the job. I'm going to call this one data processing. You can use whatever name you like, and then processing. So this is going to be a notebook job type, and of course it's going to be within our workspace. We have the Git provider, which I'm going to show you in future video, but for now we are focusing on the workspace, that is the Databricks workspace. So I'm going to select the path to the notebook. So click on this, and then I can see the Fabric demo notebook and click on confirm. And I'm going to be using the serverless starter to execute this task. And I can scroll down a little bit. We can parameterize this task, but that's not needed for this demonstration. So I'm going to click on create. So this is now created. I can go back to the workflows. I can see this is now being registered under the jobs and pipelines tab. That's sorted. I'm going to come to the app.powerbi, and for this I need the data pipeline to perform the orchestration. So I'm going to search for data pipeline, and I'm going to maintain this name. Click on create. So in the pipeline, I can go to the activities. I can see the Azure Databricks. Click on that. So this is going to be in the pipeline canvas, and I can give this a meaningful name. I'm going to call this one Fabric Databricks Job, and I'm going to come to the settings. Now in the settings, we need to establish connection to our Databricks workspace. So click on this. Now I do not have any because of demonstration. I deleted the whole thing. So I'm going to click on the more option, and then I can see the Azure Databricks as the new sources. Click on that. Now we need just two things. We need the URL and then the authentication kind, that is the personal access token. If we choose to use this, we can choose to use the service principal, which can be quite technical to go through the whole thing. So for the URL, we can see the sample. We need the HTTPS :/ADB, that is the Azure Databricks, and then the workspace ID .azure Databricks.net. So that can be found easily in the URL. So that's this path of the URL. I'm going to copy it to the left, Control C, and come back here, Control V. So this is already registered. I can give this a nice name. I'm going to call this one Databricks Connection, just to make it look nice. And the data gateway is not applicable because this is not an on-premise. So for the authentication, I'm going to use the PAT, that is the personal access token. So how do I get the token? I'm going to come back here. I'm going to click on this icon that points to my name. I want to go to the settings. In the settings under the user, I want to go to the developer tab, and then we can see the access tokens. Click on that, and then we can see I've got quite some few of them generated. Click on this generate name, and I'm going to call this one demo file token. And once I'm done with the name, I'm going to click on generate, and I'm going to copy to the clipboard. Click on done. Come back here, and I'm going to paste in this personal access token and click on connect. So this tells that we have fully authenticated to our Fabric, that is our Databricks workspace. Now for the type, we have the job, jar, Python, but we want to focus on job. So click on this job, and then I'm going to pick the job from this drop down, that is the Fabric job. That is exactly what we use as the name of our job. Cool. So that's all I need to do. I can click on the home tab, click on validate to check for any errors. If there are any, click on run. We can choose to schedule this, but I just want to perform a manual trigger. Click on run, save, and run. So this is going to be gathering all our changes, and this is going to be positioned for execution. So I'm going to stop recording the video. Once the activity status turned to succeeded, then I'm going to carry on. Amazing. We can see this succeeded. Absolutely wonderful. Now I'm going to come back to the Databricks workspace, and it's a good idea to give this a refresh just for everything to synchronize. So when I click on this, even without clicking on it, I can see that this succeeded, which is absolutely cool. So I can click on it now, and then I can see the output. So we have the code, and then we can see the task run, and then we can see quite some more details at the bottom. Cool. Now I'm going to go to the catalog, and I want to go to the one data and expand the sales schema, and then we can see our Delta table registered, which is fabric underscore demo sales table. When I click on that, I can see the overview, and this is a managed table, and I can click on the sample data tab, and I can see all the records. Now don't forget, we loaded sales 2015 and 2016 into the volume, so we should be able to see all our transactions for 2015 and 2016. Now I'm going to set quickly and set for the 2015. We can see all the records, which are nice and easy, and then we can see the record for the 2016, which is absolutely fantastic. So for now, we've got 39 rows. Now I'm going to come back to the volume, and then I can load the 2017 to 2020 just to see how everything synchronized. And I'm going to come back to the fabric and manually trigger it again. Click on the upload to this volume, browse, and then I want to bring in 2017 2020 and click on upload. So these are now ingested into the volume. Cool. I'm going to come back here, and as I've mentioned, we can schedule it, but let me just manually run the pipeline. And again, this is going to be queued, and I'm going to see that it's going to be in the progress, and I'm going to wait for some couple of moments. All things being equal, this should give us a succeeded activity status, and then we can come back and check it out. Amazing. So the run succeeded. Cool. I'm going to come back to the workspace again. I'm going to give this another refresh for the whole thing to synchronize, and I can go back to the Delta table we created, and I can come to the sample data. Now I'm going to search for the 2017. So when I go to the bottom, you can see we have all the records for the 2017. I can set for 2018, nice and easy. We can see all the records. So this is how we can use the Fabric data pipeline to orchestrate Databricks job easily. So I trust you enjoy this video. If you do, like, comment, share, and follow me for more videos. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.